Okay. Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Adebayo Chris Katiti, and I'm a trans guy from Uganda, and I'm the founder of RARICA Now, and I also work on the government of Alberta Anti-Racism Advisory Council, and I'm also a lifeguard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
all me.
That's amazing. So what is RARICA Now? What can you tell us about the organization?
um, RARICA Now is like a family, a home for LGBTQ refugees and newcomers in Canada, but we also work closely, like globally. We're in contact with Refugee Flag Kakuma, LGBTQ refugees who are in Kakuma. So we communicate with them. With the Radica supports refugees and newcomers in like helping them getting set for their refugee claims, finding legal support for them and fundraising for them because there are some cases where legal aid can't provide legal counsel. So those different cases we fundraise and get legal support. We also prioritize transgender refugees in our work because of the need is kind of critical with transgender refugees.
Of course.
Yeah, and oh yeah, and our mission we look to coordinate, collaborate, and build a social justice movement that supports LGBTQ refugees in different capacities, social, economic, physical, mental health, and cultural relevant supports.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. So you said you're the founder. So how did you come up with this?
With Radica Now.
Yeah, and how did you find people to work with you and
Well, um, uh, it's it's like I'm a refugee too, and I was once a newcomer in Canada, and I went through quite different ups and downs, like navigating the system to get the supports that I personally needed. I'm this one person who, if I'm going through something really tough, maybe hear me, I always wake up by finding a solution to address that. And with the jargons that I went through, ups and downs, like getting to places, I was lucky that I had some community members who were there because I came in Canada for an international swimming competition that that took place at Kingsman, the IGRA swimming competition, International Gay and Lesbian Aquatics Competitions.
okay.
But before I came, the police had raided the Gay Pride event in Uganda, and I was among the people who were arrested because I was on the runway as Mr. Gay Pride Uganda to give her my crown, and that's when the police came in and arrested everybody, beat up everybody. Like it was not so good. So they took us in jail, and we stayed there for like 8 hours, about 8 to 12 hours, and then they let us go. We went into 2 days. We had to come for the competitions here, and while I was swimming here, it's a time when Uganda shone the news of. They planted it as we were promoting homosexuality, but it wasn't promotion of homosexuality. We were having a pageant, a gay pageant. So it's private. Yeah. but the news, of course, like people are so homophobic, like who are promoting homosexuality, somewhere like it was a gay marriage, somewhere like we were teaching young girls into lesbianism, like it was a lot. So my parents had that, and my elder sister sent me messages calling me evil
Wow.
and disowning me. So I literally didn't know what to do, because even Uganda police was looking for me, because the video which circulated, it was actually me on the runway. So I had to stay here.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
So this is like literally the journey where RARICA actually comes in. That I didn't know anybody, and I was something. I feel like something thrown and stayed up in the tree, right? In our language, it's called LARICA or walarira. It's kind of similar. If you throw something thinking it won't come back, right, and you throw it up in the tree, and then it stays there. But then at the end of the day, the rain comes, rain might come, the wind might come, and end up dropping down, right? Okay. So that is like the name RARICA, where it comes from. Experiences of being lost somewhere, people, and finding a home, starting afresh, living a life where you used to live like 22. I didn't know I would lose my family, like my entire family. I have 21 brothers and sisters.
Wow. That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. So navigating the system was a little bit really hard, and I really like folks. The community wasn't aware. The LGBT community in Edmonton wasn't aware of LGBTQ refugees cases, how different court cases actually judges being homophobic or transphobic in different ways, or how. So I thought about something to bring awareness, and our first campaign was A Long Road to Peace. A Long Road to Peace is a documentary that we did for 2 years, 2017. We started working on it 2017, and we screened it 2018. Okay. And we worked with Lady Kitten Production. We worked with Black Art Matter, that was led by Nazra Adam. We've worked with different community members who stood up, and most importantly, we worked with the vulnerable individuals, LGBTQ refugees, who shared their experiences and stories to the public to bring awareness. And we literally had a panel discussion where we had Randy Bosch, where we had lawyers, we had settlement practitioners, and the politicians to find ways of supporting LGBTQ refugees. That was our first campaign. That we did, and that's how RARICA was formed.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that story, because I'm sure that's not easy to tell, and I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And with Amnesty International, we do a lot of work trying to support refugees, and we really want to work with you guys. Anything that we can do together. I guess I just want to ask you one more question. I think is just, is there somebody like who do you look up to? Like, who inspired you to be this strong and make all of this happen?
Well, I've never thought of answering such a question. To be honest, I see a lot of different popular figures, and every popular figure I learned something out of it. I'll just take you to back home. We have a guy called Bobby Wine.
Okay.
Jose Chameleon. He's a not Jose, Tiagulanyi. Sorry, it's called Tiagulanyi. Robert Tiagulanyi is a musician,
Okay.
and he's a politician who turned into a politician. He grew up from the ghetto. He worked his way up to where he is now. He's a member of parliament, and his music is so good. So he's one of the people who actually inspire me because he never gives up. He was arrested. He was almost killed in Uganda by the government of Uganda because they're so corrupt. And I look up to him a lot, and I also look up to folks. Refugees here, actually, because how they can cope, how they can literally stand firm in court and share their stories and experiences, and actually survive the trauma or the breakdown what brings when you share, when literally you have to share to survive. Right? Yeah. And and also I look up to my dad. Honestly, I'm creating space for my dad because he accepted me the way I am, which like is a game changer. And I've seen how he has worked his life up. However much the relationship wasn't there so good, but I could see how he worked his way up. As a sports person, I'm a national athlete, and in sports, they tell us you either there is win, lose, and draw, right? but for me, I had my saying: I either win or they lose, right? Yeah, I'm like, I either win or they lose. It is what it is. Like so I'm a go-getter. Naturally, I'm self-driven and very creative. And if I need something that I know it is going to make an impact in other people's lives, I don't think even a lot. I put my focus there and try to get it achieved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think these people that you're mentioning are going to be really honored to hear that. Okay. In the interest of keeping this short for the internet, I'm gonna stop recording now. But I will continue to chat with you for another minute or two. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.